As an organization administrator in our SnapEval account, we can configure how real-time feedback is captured and delivered in our SnapEval instance. To configure these settings, we'll first click on the Administration link and then click on the Manage Feedback Settings link. The first setting is to allow a Snap recipient, the Snap creator, and administrators to make comments on a Snap. The comments are a track conversation that is attached to a Snap. Comments cannot be deleted or edited. Comments are an ideal way for a recipient to respond to the feedback they've received. All comments are visible to the Snap recipient, the Snap creator, and administrators. Most organizations leave the Allow Comments on Evals checkbox checked. If checked, the Allow 360-degree feedback setting enables any user in an organization to capture and share a Snap with any other user in the organization. This means that a user can give feedback upward to managers and senior leaders, horizontally to peers, and downwards to subordinates. SnapEval includes safeguards such as built-in language filters and feedback queuing that are designed to prevent inappropriate or unhelpful feedback from being shared. Because of these safeguards, most organizations enable 360-degree feedback. The external feedback link enables a unique QR code and feedback link for each user in the organization. The QR code and feedback link are displayed on each user's My Feedback dashboard and View User page. The QR code and feedback link can be provided to partners, clients, customers, and other external individuals to allow them to give feedback about an employee's performance. The QR code and feedback link opens a form where the external individual can provide feedback and self-identify if desired. The feedback is anonymous to the recipient, but organization administrators can run a report that includes the feedback and identifying information if provided by the external individual. The Allow Group Feedback setting enables a Snap to be created and shared with all members of a specified group or groups. This setting can be useful for enabling feedback to a team of individuals that are all members of the same group. The only caveat is that the goal area for the feedback must be a group-level goal for the group. For example, when creating a Snap for all members of a quality team group, only one of the group-level goals for the quality team group can be selected as the goal area for the Snap. Because of this limitation, most organizations use Snap cloning rather than group feedback to give the same feedback to multiple individuals. For this reason, we won't enable group feedback. The Enable Spotlight Performance Recognition setting is only displayed for organizations using SnapEval standalone, not integrated with ADP. For organizations using SnapEval integrated with ADP, this feature is enabled by selecting the SnapEval Unlimited Edition subscription in the ADP Marketplace. If the Enable Spotlight Performance Recognition checkbox is checked, this setting enables Snap creators to nominate a Snap for recognition of performance excellence. If an organization administrator approves the nomination, the Snap content is published to a Spotlight Recognition dashboard that's available to all SnapEval users within the organization. The starting date to display in the Spotlight dashboard enables organization administrators to only display Snaps that have been recognized for performance excellence since a specified date. This feature is helpful for organizations that run quarterly or monthly performance excellence recognition programs. Organization administrators can also run reports that summarize all Snaps that have been recognized for performance excellence. The Prevent All Feedback from Being Shared setting is used by organizations that don't want Snaps to be shared with employees. In other words, there's no real-time feedback using Snaps with this setting enabled. However, these unshared snaps can be used to capture feedback that can be included in the employee's performance summary. If enabled, the Check Share Instantly checkbox for New Snaps setting pre-checks the Share Instantly checkbox when a new snap is being created. This means that the snap creator must uncheck the Share Instantly checkbox before submitting the snap if they don't want it to be shared immediately with the snap recipient. The bias is towards immediately sharing snaps by leaving this setting enabled. If this setting is disabled, then the Share Instantly checkbox won't be pre-checked when a new snap is created. To share the snap immediately, the snap creator must check the Share Instantly checkbox before submitting the snap. Of course, the snap creator can always open the snap and share it at a future point in time. The bias is towards not sharing snaps immediately, with this setting disabled. Feedback queuing enables organization administrators to specify criteria that will cause a snap to be queued for an administrator's review and approval prior to being shared with the intended recipient. Think of feedback queuing as a programmable circuit breaker or safety valve that automatically prevents a snap from being shared with the intended recipient if the snap meets one or more of the criteria that an organization administrator specifies. We want to enable this feature, so let's uncheck the checkbox. This reveals a feedback queuing settings section. There are many criteria that can be configured to automatically queue a snap for review and approval. All snaps with a specified achievement level, such as needs improvement, can automatically be queued. All snaps to specified groups can automatically be queued. This is helpful if a performance improvement plan group is created for an individual, and all snaps for that group are queued for the human resources professional to review. Another criteria that can be selected is to queue all snaps for a specified individual. This is an ideal way to proactively monitor all feedback for a new employee. All snaps from a specified person can automatically be queued. When an individual becomes a manager, this is a great way to proactively monitor all snaps created by the new manager. Queuing all snaps with negative sentiment is very powerful. SnapEval includes a language processing algorithm that automatically scores the text component of each snap based on its perceived negativity. For example, words such as difficult and challenging can often have a negative connotation. If the negative sentiment score of the text in a snap meets the scoring threshold, the snap will automatically be queued for review. Snaps can automatically be queued based on a customizable dictionary. If the words, phrases, or emojis in a snap match a word, phrase, or emoji in the customizable dictionary, the snap will be queued for review. By selecting the Queue All Feedback criteria, all snaps will be queued for review. The Notify Admins When Feedback is Queued setting determines whether organization administrators will receive a notification email when a snap is queued for their review. Even if this setting is disabled, organization administrators will still receive a notification in Notification Center if a snap is queued for their review. In our demonstration, let's queue all feedback with specific achievement levels. We'll then click on the Settings link and choose the Needs Improvement level of achievement. Let's also choose the Queue All Feedback with Negative Sentiment criteria. We'll then click the Save button to save these settings. Now, let's see how feedback queuing works in practice. We'll start by logging in as Betty Goodman. We'll then capture and share a snap for her peer, George Thompson. Unfortunately, Betty is unhappy with the spelling errors in one of George's emails to a customer. she selects Communications as the goal area and Needs Improvement as the achievement level. For the feedback, she adds, "Your spelling is poor. You need to use a spell checker for all of your emails." Because Betty is upset, she doesn't think about capturing the snap and sharing it after she's discussed the feedback with George first. Rather, she leaves the Share Feedback with the Recipient Instantly checkbox checked and clicks the Create Snap button. If feedback queuing wasn't enabled, this snap would have been shared immediately with George Thompson, meaning that he would have received this feedback by email, and he could view this feedback if he logged into his own SnapEval account. Instead, this notification tells Betty that her snap has been queued for review and hasn't been delivered to George. Betty also receives this notification in Notification Center. She could click on this notification to view the queued snap, but she's not allowed to release her own snap from the queue. Now, let's log in as David Yapel, who is an organization administrator. The badge with the number in it tells us that we have a notification in Notification Center. If we click on it, Notification Center opens and we can view the notification. The notification tells us that there's feedback from Betty Goodman for George Thompson that's queued for our review. We could click on this notification and it would open the snap for our review. There's also a new Queued Feedback table that's displayed at the top of the organization dashboard. This table shows us the queued snap and the reason it was queued. In this case, it's because the snap met our criteria of the achievement level, which we set to Needs Improvement. We could click on the review link to open the snap. Let's click on the notification to open the snap. With the snap open, we can see all details about it, including the criteria that caused the snap to be queued, who it's for, the goal area, the achievement level, the feedback details, who created the snap, when the snap was created, and the fact that the snap hasn't been shared with the recipient, George Thompson. If we're satisfied with the snap content, we can immediately release it from the queue by clicking on the link in the notification. If the snap creator had the Share Instantly checkbox checked when the snap was created, it will then be shared immediately with the recipient. If the snap creator didn't have the Share Instantly checkbox checked when the snap was created, it will be released from the queue, but not shared with the recipient. The snap creator can then share the snap at a future point in time. If we're not satisfied with the snap content, then we can click the Edit Eval link. Because we're an administrator, we're allowed to make changes to the snap content. We could change the goal area or achievement level. We could also edit the feedback details. Because the Share Instantly checkbox is checked, we know that Betty had left it checked when she created the snap. If she had unchecked the Share Instantly checkbox when creating the snap, it would also be unchecked here. To release the snap from the queue, the Release Eval from Queuing Upon Update checkbox must be checked when the Update Snap button is clicked. If this checkbox isn't checked when we click the Update Snap button, we can make edits to the snap that will be visible to the snap creator without releasing the snap from the queue. This is a powerful way to proactively collaborate with the snap creator prior to sharing the feedback with the intended recipient. We could also delete the snap if we wished to do so. For this snap, let's say that we had a discussion with Betty and decided that the best plan for communicating this feedback to George would be to rephrase the feedback details in the snap to make it more constructive and have her discuss the feedback with George prior to sharing the snap with him. Here's how we'll do this. First, we'll edit the feedback details to say, proper spelling is important for effective business communications, especially for emails to customers. Please be sure to use the email's built-in spell checker. Then, we'll uncheck the Share Instantly checkbox. This way, the snap won't immediately be shared with George when it's released from the queue, and it will give Betty an opportunity to discuss the feedback with George prior to sharing the snap with him. Next, we'll check the Release Eval from Queuing Upon Update checkbox, so the snap will be released from the queue when we click the Update Snap button. As the final step, we'll click the Update Snap button to save our changes and release the snap from the queue. Now, let's log in again as Betty Goodman and see how things look from her perspective as the snap creator. We've already opened the snap and can see David's edits to the feedback details. We can also see that the snap hasn't been shared with George. After Betty has had the conversation with George about the feedback, she can click on the Edit Eval link to share the snap with George. To do this, Betty clicks the Share Instantly checkbox and then clicks the Update Snap button. The snap has now been shared with George.